Alright, in today's video, I'm going to be showing you the best way to rebirth inside of Mining Simulator 2, and also just everything you need to know that happens before and after rebirth. And trust me, you're going to want to follow this because I managed to get a rebirth in 30 minutes right after rebirthing, and I haven't spent a single Robux on this game. So trust me, this is going to be super helpful. Now, basically, what happens when you rebirth is you lose all of your coins, all of your tools, all of your backpacks, and all of your ores in your inventory. So if you go into here, you basically reset everything in this menu and also everything in the ore menu. So any ores you have left over saved, they also get deleted. So make sure you sell everything and use up any extra money before you rebirth. Now, some stuff I would recommend you do before you rebirth is a couple things. First of all, let's say you're rebirthing for 500 million coins, but you have like 600 million. Spend that other 100 million on like the best egg you can. So like right now is the Underworld egg. Spend until you're down to 500 million. So you might get something pretty decent, because I did that and I somehow got super lucky and got a legendary mimic, which I don't know. I think that is pretty lucky. It's a really strong pet for right now. It's one of the better pets in the game. I also got lucky with 2 shiny rare bone dragons, so that is super helpful. So make sure you spend any extra money on getting pets, because yet again, so helpful, especially after rebirth, because the extra money boost and mining boost and everything just makes it so good. Also, make sure you're in a server with a hole all the way down to the bottom world. So right now it's Underworld. Make sure you can immediately get all the way down there, because the worlds do reset. You can mine out yourself too. It shouldn't take too long, especially if you're pretty stacked. But I basically made a hole all the way down to the very bottom of the map, which just, as you can see, makes it so fast for unlocking all these worlds immediately. And you want all these worlds at the beginning for multiple different reasons I'll get into in a second. But following all the way down this next to last world, and here is the Underworld right here. Ta-da, made to the bottom of the world in like 20 seconds. That is so good. Now, the reason why you want a world all the way down to the bottom is for 2 separate reasons. First of all, these chests are so good, especially with good pets. I claimed this chest with this team right here and got like 100 million. So yeah, that is super good. Also, something that happens is, as you can see, I'm using the worst tool in the game right now, the default tool. And you shouldn't normally be able to mine anything too good down here. By the way, I can mine a bunch of stone because my pet's not because of the rebirthing. But something that happens, at least right now when you rebirth, is this is a mithril ore. This is a mithril ore. Normally you need a pretty good pickaxe to mine this, but I'm using the default one, and I can mine it. So if you're able to get these really good ores immediately after rebirthing, it can make it so quick. Like, look at that. I already picked up 5 million from just being able to mine a couple really good things down here. That is a really good start to get better tools down the line. Where did I get the treasure chest from? I have no idea where I picked that up from. That was hilarious. I have no idea where that came from. So yeah, you definitely want to make sure you have these bottom worlds unlocked, because it makes it so nice for trying to get up really quickly. The chests are better though, not gonna lie. Getting 100 million from an easy chest, that's an instant, just like one of the best tools in the game. So it is so fast. But just for a quick recap, make sure you have a hole all the way down to the bottom world in the game. Make sure you spend all your extra money and get some pretty decent pets before you rebirth, because it overall just makes it way cleaner. And I think that's about it. I think that's all you need to do before you rebirth, is make sure you have both those things set up, and make sure you have 500 million for your first rebirth, or however much you need. And you should be able to rebirth pretty easily. Now, what happens after your rebirth is, first of all, you gain ×5 more coins for every single rebirth. So on my 3rd rebirth, it's gonna be a total of 15 times coin multiplier. So that is just overall really good. You also get teleported to the top of the map up here, where don't forget to fall all the way down and unlock all the way down to the latest world, which currently is the Underworld. So make sure you unlock all those before the mine resets, because that could suck if it resets before you do it. And I should also note that the forge items do save. So any like these crystals you have inside the forge, they do save, so do not worry about that. But one thing that you do unlock for rebirthing is inside the shop menu, there is the rebirth store, where you can buy special tools, backpacks, and also crates. I wouldn't buy crates myself. I'd rather save up to buy these tools and backpacks, so these are so much more useful. And I'm pretty sure, considering the price of these items, that they shouldn't reset when you restart. Now, there is a couple things that do save tool-wise when you rebirth, and that is, of course, the Game Pass items like the Endless Bucket Like the infinite backpack and also the Omega Scythe, those two things do save when you rebirth, which is pretty good. Same with the Omega Nuke. But also, when you rebirth, if you have any of the Mining Simulator 1 benefits, like the one that gave you the Endless Bucket, that one Scythe item, or even the Nuke, those items do save every single time you rebirth. Like, I, for one, have the Endless Bucket inside of MS1, so at MS2, every single time I rebirth, I do have the Endless Bucket. So that'd be helpful, but it isn't necessary to move super quickly, but it really does help out, I'm not gonna lie. Oh yeah, I should also note that the upgrades on like backpacks and any explosives, if they do get upgrades later, and also tools, they do save between rebirths, because I put 3 upgrades in the Endless Bucket. Last rebirth, I rebirthed and I still have them. So all those upgrades, especially the ones that take gems and like special ores, they do save, which is just a really nice upgrade. Also, on a thing related to ores, being able to mine it with any tool once you rebirth, if they do end up fixing that later and you can't mine ores with a pickaxe like I showed in the video, because they could change that because that is kind of overpowered, you can still mine this stone in a large quantity down here too. So that just overall could be super helpful also from having all the worlds. Because just from a couple stones with a default tool, I already have a ton of money. And there we go. I overshot it a little bit, but I have enough money to rebirth now for 1.5 billion cash. And just because why not, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna spend all this money on this, and let me see if I get anything good. I hopefully should be able to get something pretty good from this extra money. All right, I didn't get anything good from that, but earlier I did open another mythic, so I have 2 mythics now, and I also have a shiny epic up here. So my team is looking really good right now. So we have 1.5 billion. I have a hole all the way down to the Underworld, so let's go ahead and rebirth for 1.5 billion. 100 more gems and 2 crates. There we go. But as you can see, all the worlds are now locked because I rebirthed. My Endless Bucket still has all of its upgrades. Same with a wooden pickaxe, because why not? And I still have everything else too. So let's go ahead and fall down and unlock all the worlds real quick, because that's a big time save. And there we go, all the way down to the bottom of the world, the Underworld. I still can't pick up chests for 2.5 hours, sadly. But I can just go down here and mine a couple of the really good ores, like the diamond here. And then we have a fire shard. That's worth a lot of money. This fire shard, and let's also just mine one more. We'll mine a mithril just because why not? We can go ahead and sell all of that, and we pick up from the start 25 million. Okay, that's a pretty good set. So with that money, we can go up to the Molten Core map and just buy like a decent tool. And even if you don't have the Endless Backpack, or you don't have any game passes for Instant Backpack, you can still go up with like the default backpack and mine like 2 or 3 ores on a lower level if it's open. You can even like pre-open some for yourself if you want to. But I can just go ahead, and with that money, I can go ahead and just buy the flamethrower right here. And now have a tool that actually does damage. So that's actually a really good setup. But now I have to save up 2 billion, so I can get another 100 gems and a basic crate, and I get even more coin multiplier. Also, I don't know if you notice, also, every single time you rebirth, prices do get higher. So now the power staff is 1.4 billion, and last upgrade it was like 1 billion, and then I think originally it was like 750 million or something like that. So these rebirths do increase the prices of tools, but overall, just the increase every single rebirth gives you definitely makes up for it. And whenever I eventually get 2,000 gems, I'm definitely buying this chroma pickaxe. This is definitely gonna help out. But there we go. That is the best way for you to rebirth inside of Mining Simulator 2. If you have any questions, make sure to let me know down in the comments, and I will try my best to answer them. I'm having so much fun with this game, though. I loved Mining Simulator 1, so Mining Simulator 2, I'm having a blast with it. I cannot wait for the updates in this game.